Hi, welcome to Get a Clue Casual Gamer, where we get a clue, C-L-U-E, about a game. In this case, I'm going to touch on 3 games. We're going to get a quick clue about them because last weekend I was out of town and found out that there was a game store 6 minutes from the hotel, and so I made a quick trip after all my meetings and ended up buying 3 games. And actually, I'm glad that I bought them. I pondered what games to get, and I'm glad I got them for different reasons, and I want to share them with you. The first one is Firefly Flux. First of all, Flux. I have talked about Flux games before. I have Holiday Flux. And Flux, I looked it up, and there's at least 44 different themed Flux card games. And that's what it is. What's in here, component-wise, you get an ad for Looney Labs, and you get the instructions all on one just fold-out page, and then you get a bunch of cards. That's it. That's what's in this box. And the length of play, it depends. It could be as short as 5 minutes. It could be 30 minutes. It depends, because the whole concept of the game Flux is that the game is always in flux. There are cards that will change the goals. There are cards that will change the actions. Whether how many cards to pick up, how many cards to lay down, how many cards to have in your hand, how many cards can you have in front of you, that kind of thing. Those things are changing throughout the game. What cards are you trying to collect to win the game? Those goals change throughout the game. It is a game in flux. So the length of game can be 5 to 30, and actually I have played a game where it was almost 45 minutes because we just kept on changing things up and it just kept on going. And so yeah, that was Flux. But this one, basically it's a hand management set collection game. That's the mechanisms, the main mechanisms is hand management and set collection. It plays 2 to 6 players. This one plays 2 to 6 players, and this one came out in 2016. I got it because it wasn't, I had not seen it before, and I love Firefly. I mentioned in a video that I like Star Trek, I like Star Wars, I like Firefly, Stargate, all, those kind of IPs. And so I saw the Firefly, I went, oof, I have not seen that one before. Should I get it? And I did. And the reason why I was questioning it was because the price was $20. And they're like, $20 for a card game? Yeah, but nowadays. And I came home and I went looking for it. I found out that it came out in 2016, so it's an older game. It's been 7 years since it came out, which means it's harder to find because they don't keep on making them unless they're selling like wildfire. I found it on Amazon for $44. I'm glad I bought it because I got it at a good price. And actually, they still had one more there. If you're ever in Jackson, Mississippi, you need to know where. They had 2 of these at the time that I was there. Okay, so another game I got there, it's not like I don't already have Azul, but I got Azul Mini. I said Azul Mini will be much easier to take on trips and such. It's a very easy game. I can get people to play it. I like Azul. It's a comfortable, easy game. The stats are basically the same as a regular Azul. It's pattern building, tile placement, open drafting. It takes 30 to 45 minutes. It plays 2 to 4 players. and it is well loved in the gaming community. And this particular mini came out in 2022. So it is new, and it's not easy to find. Everyone sold out of them online. I checked, and when I got home to double check, and sure enough, they were all sold out. Amazon didn't have them. Game Nerds had a price for them, but they were sold out. And it was like, really? And I paid $20. So I decided that I did a good thing by buying this one. It's an easy game. Again, the the Fluxx games come in at a very easy, low level. The complication is the constantly changing rules. Zool comes right in the middle of light and light media and medium light, or light medium light, whichever. Right in the middle of the casual level that I like to go by. But I love having the mini version. Again, $20. Then I got the one bigger game. It also came out in 2022. It had been on my wish list, which I was able to take off my wish list before I did the video about my still on my wish list. I was able to take this off, and that was Acropolis. So let's get a little clue about this one, because it is different. So C for components. What are you going to find when you open this box? You'll find a cool little thing in the inside. And you're going to find an overview and goal of the game. In other words, the instructions. And then I have punched it all out. So you have a scorecard and what looks like player aids in there. You have starting chipboard pieces. You got 4 of them, starting chipboard, and then you have, I think this is probably the starting thing. Let me see if I can find the instructions and if they tell us exactly what that is. It is the Chief Architect marker, the current first player, and then you have a lot of 40 stone cubes, which are just little wooden mini cubes. And then you have, I haven't found any reference to this, so I have no idea what this is for. No idea whatsoever. One side has the little pillars, columns, which looks like either they're Ionic or current. No, I think they're Ionic capitals. And then this, which I'm not sure what it is. It might be A for Acropolis. I don't know. Anyway, there's no reference to it in what I've seen. But then you have a whole pile. I'm only going to take one group here of these, which have different pattern, different buildings that you'll be creating your city with, your Acropolis. And there's 61 city tiles. No, they're called city tiles, and that is all that is inside this box. That's the C. Those are the components. L for length of play. Length of play is supposed to be 20 to 30 minutes. It's not supposed to be a long game. It's supposed to be a very doable game. In a half hour, have the whole game done. Sounds pretty good to me. I mean, you don't have to go really long. I'm closing it up here. I love this cover. Isn't that a beautiful cover? I love that cover. The Acropolis looking out into the Aegean Sea. Yeah, okay. So length of play is about 20 to 30 minutes. Go for 30, and even don't get surprised if it's 45. You know how publishers say one thing and it ends up being a little bit longer. Then U for Uniqueness. Excuse me. It's a tile placement game. It's open pattern building. Sorry. Pattern building, tile placement, open drafting, which is exactly the same mechanisms of Azul. So if you can play Azul, you probably have no problems with Acropolis. It actually, the complexity is almost identical. One is 1.76 and the other one is 1.8. 0.04 difference, which is, one person can change, one vote can change that. So they're very similar in complexity and mechanisms, just totally different thing. It came out last year, 2022, and let's see, for ease, how easy is it to learn, teach, play? How easy is it to find? How easy is it on your pocketbook? Okay, I already told you how easy is it to learn, teach, play, because it's similar in complexity as Azul. And as easy as Azul is, would be Acropolis. Now, Azul, for someone who has never played any hobby game before, does take at least 1 or 2 plays before they catch on the strategy of it. And I'm going to say that that's probably the same with Acropolis. A gamer will pick up on it quickly. A non-gamer will probably have to play it once or twice before they catch the strategy behind it, which is fine. That's a casual level game. It's like we're not playing Old Maid. We're we're wanting to play something that we can think ourselves through. So there you have it. Okay, easy to find. It's not the most easy to find. Actually, I did not look it up. I did look it up just to see if I had gotten a deal. Game Nerds is out of stock. Game Nerds is out of stock, and Amazon has it. So it's available on Amazon for the same price, $30. And that's what I paid for it, was $30. That is what it costs, $30, which is a really nice price for a complete game where you have all that chipboard and those cubes, and there's thought processes. This is not just a little card game. This is a full game, and $30 is a decent price for it. So yeah, those are the 3 games I bought last weekend when I was out of town on business, and totally, I am happy with what I got. I did see it, and it's the only time I've actually seen it in person, Blood on the Clock Tower, which I wish. I did not even look to see what the price was, because I didn't want to see what their price of it was. But I did see it, and I mentioned it in my wish list for 2022 video. In fact, let me find it. I did find it mentioned. Sorry, I got this wobbly table. I did look it up in Game Nerds, and they were out of stock. Yeah, but their price was $120, which is actually much cheaper than I thought they would have it for. Because the cheapest I'd ever seen it was $168. So it being $120 was a lot more reasonable than I was expecting it to be. But of course, they were out of stock. Yeah, you sell it. But that store had it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even look at the price. I didn't, because no, when would I use it? When would I? No, it's not happening. So anyway, but I'm thrilled with what I got, and I hope this gave you a little bit of insight of a couple games that are out there. The Fluxx game, pick a theme you like. 44 different themes, pick a theme you like. Go to where I have seen them most often are either at a game store, your local game store, or Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble usually have 2 or 3 different themes in stock. Check them out. And if you're afraid to go into an actual game store, if you go into a game store, they will probably have a few other themes that Barnes & Noble might not have. So you might be able to choose something. And some of them are priced at $15. They're not all, it depends on the IP, it depends on the theme. Some are more expensive than others. And there you have it. And of course, the Mini Azul, love it. And Acropolis, a whole new game for me. And so until next time, happy gaming and God bless you and your family. Bye.